Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Today we'll be completing a 15-minute full body Pilates workout. If you have anything like ankle weights or ball bangles, feel free to put them on. Otherwise, meet me in a tabletop position. Once you arrive in tabletop, lift and spread your fingertips. Press your palms into the mat. Create space in between your shoulder blades. Inhale. Exhale. Untuck your toes. Inhale, arch your back, look up. And exhale, round out your spine and look down. Inhale, arch your back and look up. And exhale, round and look down. Roll through a couple more cat-cows using your own breath as your guide. And when you're ready, meet me back in a neutral tabletop position. Abduct your right leg out to the side and begin to circle your knees forward. Just for 8 reps. And then we're going to switch directions. Warming up our hips. When you're ready, switch directions. Circling your hips back. For 3 more. 2 and 1. Come back into that neutral tabletop. Abduct your left knee out to the side and begin to circle forward. Keeping your foot flexed, upper body still. We're just circling out our knee. And switch directions. For 3, 2, and 1. Come back to that tabletop. Extend your right leg behind you. Bring your left arm forward. Inhale, lift off the mat. Exhale, elbow to knee underneath you. Inhale, extend, and exhale, crunch. Keep going, using your own breath as your guide. Pulling your belly button in towards your spine and moving your right ear away from your right shoulder. We have 3 more. 2 and 1. Come back into tabletop. Extend your left leg behind you. Bring your right arm forward. Inhale, lift off. Point your toes. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, extend. And exhale, crunch. Keeping your belly button pulled in tight towards your spine to engage your lower abdominals. Take a moment to level your pelvis and move with your breath here. We have 4 more. The last 2. And last 1. Come back into a neutral tabletop. Once you arrive here, come down onto your left forearm, extend your right toes behind you, lift your right leg up, point your toes, squeeze at your glutes, open your hip up towards the right side, lower, tap your big toe to the mat, and lift. Lower, and lift. Just beginning with some leg lifts here, making sure not to hyperextend at your low back. You want to keep your upper body and back very still, no rocking back and forth. We're just lifting and lowering our right leg. We're going to hold and pulse in 3, 2, 1. Lift your leg and pulse it out for 10. This is a small movement. We're just moving our toes 2 inches up and down. Squeezing our upper glutes for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Press up, coming onto both palms. Bend your knee, hover off the mat, and extend. Bend, hover, and extend. Gazing about 6 inches in front of your fingertips to the top of your mat. Maintain a nice neutral neck and spine. Squeeze your glutes and keep your core in tight. We have 5 more of these. 3, 2, 1. Hold your leg in the extended position. Bend your knee, flex your foot, hover your knee off the mat, and kick up towards the ceiling. Lower, hover, and kick. For 5. We're going to hold and pulse in 4, 3. Once again, make sure not to hyperextend at your low back. 2, 1. Hold your foot up high and pulse it out for 10. Remember to breathe. Lift your head, press your palms into the mat. Lift out of your shoulders. We have 5 more pulses. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower your knee to the mat. Take a moment, rock your hips side to side. When you're ready, come back into that neutral tabletop. Lower down onto your right forearm. Extend your left toes behind you. Point your toes. Open your hip up towards the left. Lift your foot off. Squeeze your glutes at the top. Lower, tap your big toe down to the mat. And lift. Lower and lift. Remember to breathe. Lift your head. Keep your core in tight. You want to feel that contraction in your lower abdominals. We're going to hold our leg high in 3, 2, 1. Lift and pulse it out. Give me 10 pulses. Moving your toes about 2 inches up and down, isolating those upper glutes. We have 5 more. 4, 3, 2. Keep your leg lifted. 1. Press up, coming onto both palms. Take a moment to level your pelvis towards the mat. Bend your knee, hover, and extend. Bend, hover, and extend. Keeping your core in nice and tight. Squeezing your glutes in the extended position. We're just moving our leg. We want to keep everything else very still, not hyperextending at our low back. Gazing at the top of our mats and remembering to breathe. We're going to hold the extended position in 3, 2, 1. Hold it here. Bend at your knee, flex your foot, hover off the mat, and kick towards the ceiling. Bend, hover, and kick. Remembering to gaze forward, breathe. We're going to hold and pulse at the top in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold your leg up high and pulse it out for 10. Once again, this is a small movement. Lift your knee up a little bit higher. You guys got this. We have 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower your knees to the mat. Shake your hips side to side. Walk your knees towards your hands. Coming onto a seat. Extending your arms out in front of you. And slowly rolling down all the way onto your back. Once you arrive, take a full body stretch. Inhale. Exhale. Plant your palms down by your side. Walk your feet hip-width distance apart, setting up for a glute bridge. Once again, inhale, big filling breath in. Exhale, Pull your belly button into your spine and press your hips towards the ceiling. Lower your hips, tap, and lift. Lower, tap, and lift. Option to keep your arms lifted, make it a little bit harder. Squeeze your glutes at the top. Remember to breathe. We're going to hold and pulse in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold at the top and pulse it out for 10. We're really isolating and burning out our upper glutes with these glute bridges. Pull your core in tight. We're going to hold and abduct our knees out in 3, 2, 1. Hold at the top. Bring your knees apart. Come back together. Abduct. Come back together. Keep going. Lift your hips up a little bit higher. We're going to do 8 more of these abductions and then stay lifted. 6. Press your hips up a little bit higher. You guys got this. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep your hips lifted. Walk your feet close together. Bring your right knee in towards your chest. Lower to the mat. Left knee in and lower. Right knee in, lower. Left knee in and lower. For 8 more. We have 5. Press your hips up a little bit higher. Keep your pelvis as leveled as possible, belly button to spine. Pull your core in nice and tight. 3, 2, 1. And lower your hips to the mat. Hug your knees in towards your chest. Begin to rock and roll like a ball until you're back in a seated position with your legs out in front of you. Plant your palms directly underneath your shoulders, setting up for a reverse plank. Inhale. Exhale. Lift your hips up off the mat. Option to hold and strengthen stillness, opening your chest, engaging your lower abdominals, or add a leg pull, lift your right leg up, lower, left leg up, and lower. If you're adding a leg pull, we're just going to do 8 per side. We've already done 2. Otherwise, lift your chest up a little bit more, press your hips up higher. Press your palms into the mat to really engage your triceps here. We have 3 more leg pulls per side. Remember to breathe. 2 and 1. Lower your hips to the mat. Take a moment, roll out your wrist. Begin to walk your feet in. Once again, hip width distance apart. Plant your palms underneath your shoulders. Inhale, exhale, press your hips up. Begin to bend at your elbows, pressing through your palms, and lift. Bend and extend, engaging our triceps here. Really burning them out. We're going to do 15 tabletop dips, keeping our core in nice and tight. We have 10 more. Focus on bending at your elbows versus just lowering your hips. Remember to breathe. We have 6 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and lower to the mat. Cross at your ankles, roll forward, coming into a tabletop position, and then extending your legs behind you, coming into a high plank. Once you arrive in high plank, lift and spread your fingertips, press your palms into the mat. This is our last exercise. We're just going to burn out with some push-ups. So option to stay in a high plank or drop to your knees. Lower slowly to the mat and push up. Lower and lift. We're just going to do 8 push-ups, so 6 more. Keeping your core in tight. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop your knees to the mat. Shift your belly forward. Upward facing dog. Rocking your hips side to side. When you're ready, feet together, knees apart, press back, coming into a child's pose. Forehead on the mat, slowing down your breathing. Inhale, rise. Press yourself up, coming into a seat. Sit up nice and tall, lift your head. Lift your neck. Inhale, reach your arms overhead. And exhale. Lower your hands through chest center. Give yourself a round of applause. Thank you for working out with me today. I hope to see you guys back next week for another workout.